You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith,
And I'm Tim Fulton.
and this week is What Do You Got?
The whole week is what do you got?
The whole week is What Do You Got? On
what do you got week?
On What Do You Got week. What Do You Got is where one of us brings a topic to the table. The other one doesn't know about it until right before we start recording. So I kind of peeked a little bit, but I only saw one word.
Once an athlete, always an athlete.
Interesting.
So I think I told you this story, but I'm going to repeat it because our good fans out there don't know it. I was at the gym the other day, last week, 2 weeks ago, and I was doing this exercise. It was an overhead extension with one dumbbell, but I was
On your back.
Yeah, on
the
my
bench.
shoulders.
Yeah.
I was perpendicular to the bench, so I was supporting myself with my shoulders. My legs were hanging off, and you have to like hold your core in tight.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a tricky.
It's a pullover, dumbbell pullovers.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a tricky way to get off because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to like pull a muscle by doing anything too weird. So I move the weight. I like get up out of it, and I hear a guy from behind me go, "You're a wrestler." And I some old dude. Hey, old dude. Just in case.
Okay.
So I get up out and I look and I'm like, what? And he's like, you were a wrestler, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but what? And
Yeah.
he's like, you kept your abs tight and you shimmied yourself to safety. That was a wrestling move if I've ever seen one. And
Stop watching me, please.
Yeah. A, stop watching me, creep. B, he's kind of right. And not just my story, but the whole point being is like, once you got something, even when you're young, even like you haven't done it in 10 years, it's been a hot minute since I've touched a wrestling mat. You kind of always keep those things in you. And you brought this up because you showed me a video of Mike Tyson fucking Speedy Gonzalez over there.
Yeah.
That'll never go away until like he's like literally like crippled.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a weird thing.
Yeah.
I think from somebody that's had a lot of injuries,
Yeah.
right? I think what happens is, granted, everyone loses some speed, some strength, and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But I think what it is that guys are like, how do I put it this way? It's not that they can't do the same thing, but their body can't hold up doing it.
Yeah.
So if Mike Tyson or whatever, you wanted to get on the wrestling mat, right? You could probably, if you just said, I don't care about my body, I'm just going to do things with the utmost confidence like I'm 20 years old or like I'm 15 years old again.
Yeah.
You'd probably be doing them surprisingly quick because you haven't done them in so long. But the risk that you're running there is that your body's not used to it. Your body's older. It's got probably accumulated some injuries. So you're probably going to not walk away from it the same way you walked into it.
Yeah, but it's almost like riding a bike, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can, like, it's there, but you would, like, your body recovers quicker when you're younger, all that stuff. So there's a lot of guys, like, if you see, like Mike Tyson, in that video, like, he had kind of a gut, looks kind of out of shape. He moves better than most 20-year-old people I know.
Yeah, seriously.
But the thing is like, if he had to do that over an extended period of time, stuff would probably start breaking down because he is older and everything like that. So I think you're right that, especially if you were a pro athlete of any level.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think those guys, if push came to shove, they would be shockingly similar to their younger selves, unless they've completely let themselves go. But they'd be shockingly similar to their former selves if they just threw caution to the wind. It's almost like a gymnast, right? Who hasn't done backflips or bars in forever. And 20 years later, they just jump on a bar. Like,
Yeah.
They could probably still do some crazy shit. Maybe not exactly what they used to do, but they're probably also going to be pulling some shit in the process. So I think you're right. I think that once you have those kind of things that it doesn't really go away, I think your body just gets stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part's definitely true. We all get old and shit.
Yeah.
But even like going back to like your gymnast thing, like it's muscle memory, right? So when you go to do anything, like in a weird like subset back part of your head, you're doing it the gymnast way, if that makes sense. Because like your body's just used to moving in a certain like
yes.
way, and like you're more comfortable doing things in a certain way that like you give off the gymnast vibe, and that's like kind of true for a lot of people.
Yeah, there is this weird thing where like when your body has a pretty good memory for what it used to do, right? And you ever see those guys that are like power lifters and like they'll be like 60 years old and they'll be deadlifting like 600 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So that's because they used to do that shit when they were younger, probably more than 600 pounds, but they had gotten their body to a point where they know exactly what that feels like, their muscles know what that feels like, and they've done it before. I don't think that you could take a guy who didn't get there before and just get him there at 60, even if he didn't have injuries or anything like that. Like if you were to stop time and like the 60-year-old man remained 60 and you trained him at 60 years old, I don't think
You can get him.
you could, I mean, with drugs and a lot of other stuff, like maybe eventually you could get him there, but having that muscle memory, it helps. And that's a big part of it. Like guys that used to do backflips and all that stuff, like because they used to do it as a kid or when they were younger, like you said, it's so much easier. It comes right back to them. But if you took the same person of the same physical stature, the same shape, and you were just like, hey, do a backflip, it would take them forever to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Because your body is not.
You don't know.
Yeah,
you
your
don't know.
body's not there.
It's more than just muscle and power, I guess. It's like the knowledge for your body, like
Yeah,
how to handle it.
even singularly, if you give them the two attributes and not the other, I don't think it works. Like if you gave them, all right, your body's can do this, it's physically able to, muscular wise, but your brain never did it before, so your confidence isn't there.
Yeah.
So
like if you made a carbon copy of Mike Tyson, but one who had never boxed in his entire
Yes.
life, he wouldn't move like that.
yes,
It
or if you took one that basically had boxed or grew up doing boxing, but you'd have to almost do it like he has the confidence to do that, but he never trained boxing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it just, you need all three pieces
Yeah.
there. But yeah, it definitely helps like to go to have that in your back pocket. Like I think that's why my weight can fluctuate down and up so quickly, is because I've been down and up a lot of different points in my like throughout like working out.
Yeah.
So for me to gain 20 pounds when I was 15 or 16 was it would take like a year,
Yeah.
year and a half. But for me to gain or lose 20 pounds now, it just takes like a couple weeks of
About
eating
2
right.
weeks.
Yeah, but you've seen
No, I have seen
that
it. It's
like,
disgusting.
but it's because my body had been there previously. It doesn't take as long to get.
It's almost
back
like
there.
it wants to be there.
It's just it knows the mountain.
Yeah.
Right. Like it might take a person 12 tries to climb Mount Everest or whatever, but once they do it and they know that they've done it, it's not hard. It's not as hard the second time. Once it's like, you ever hear that thing with the 4-minute mile or the 5-minute mile?
Once it was broken.
Once it was broken, like right after that, like everyone started breaking it. It was just because they're like, oh, it's possible. Like you can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, your body has that weird thing with its muscle where like once it knows something, which is kind of the weird thing with this is totally off topic, but with performance enhancing drugs, right?
Okay, continue.
If you take like say you weighed 180 pounds
Okay.
and you couldn't get past 180 pounds, just for whatever reason, the life of you couldn't gain any more muscle. Then you took some testosterone or steroid, whatever, and you gained up to 200 pounds, another 20 pounds of muscle. But then you never took steroids ever again. You're going to lose some of that weight, but your body had gotten there. So your body knows what that is. Your body put up that extra weight. It knows that it was stronger. You're going to gain residuals from that.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you're not on steroids anymore and you never took them, but your body performed at a high level that you and your brain were present for. So you know what that's like, and your body was performing at that level. So you kind of do get some lasting benefit of it, you know, minus the whole, like, if my endocrine system crashes because I never take it again. But there is like a long lasting effect, I think, for that, as far as just the physical, like breaking plateaus, I guess, if you will.
Breaking plateaus. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Getting you over that little hump.
Yep.
That annoying little hump.
Yeah, it is crazy though when you like that Mike Tyson video. Every time I see him doing that stuff on a movie set or whatever, it just blows my mind because he doesn't even work out anymore. I
No,
don't
he's
think.
a freak of nature.
Yeah, well, yeah,
He's a freak of nature.
he's freaking.
In a good way, for the most part.
yeah,
But he's a freak of nature.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just seeing somebody that hasn't boxed in what, 15 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't like I said, doesn't work out anymore. Kind of looks like he's out of shape in the video.
Looks like a dad.
And just seeing him looking like, oh, he could just walk right in the ring right now and beat 98% of people on this planet without even a question. The other 2% are probably fucks.
If he knocks him out in the first round.
Yeah. If.
After that, it might get a little dicey.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I think that about wraps us up.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
That was a good topic. Thank you so much.
I like it.
So I'm going to talk us out now. Did you know that we are on more things than just YouTube? We are on various podcast sites as well. If you go to anchor.fm or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Android Podcasts, whatever, Google Podcasts, we're on all those different types of stuff. Look up brodownpro.com. You can take us to work with you. Get a little bro down in the morning before you get your day started.
It's a good commuting podcast, I like to say.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah. Soothing voices in the morning.
All right, that about wraps us up. We'll catch you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.